service properly of narrating some significance and pastimes of Balramji. As we understand that Janmashtami is coming and also Balram Purnima is also coming. So, as it is heard from our seniors and acharyas that without the mercy of Lord Balram, we cannot achieve the mercy of Lord Krishna. So I thought and seek permission from Swayam Prakash Prabhu that can I discuss on Lord Balram and some teachings on that. So Prabhuji kindly agreed, and we'll discuss some pastimes and some philosophical aspects on the Lord Balram's pastimes. Okay, yeah. So first of all, we'll discuss about one of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, describing the significance of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, to respect him first. And then we will discuss how Lord Balram is a spiritual strength giver. Baladev or Balarama, this name itself signifies who gives us spiritual strength. And later one more discussion we will do on how Lord Balram is considered to be guru of Duryodhana. How come such a student he selected? So we will discuss, often that was a question which comes out in discussion. So, and if time remains, we will see some more aspects of pastimes of the Lord Balram. So the pastime goes like this. Once upon a time, all of you have heard of Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta in Lord Chaitanya's Mahaprabhu's pastime is an Ayurvedic doctor, and he happens to be the chaste devotee of Lord Ram. And once upon a time, he came to meet Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu were sitting side by side. And he first paid obeisances to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Immediately when Lord saw that, he chastised Murari Gupta. You don't have sense of etiquette? How can you offer obeisances to me first without neglecting Lord Nityananda Prabhu? Then Murari Gupta told, oh, I just do whatever comes in my heart. I just did like that. And oh, is it? I will make you understand. Like that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells. And then Murari Gupta goes home back and he gets dream. In the dream he sees Lord Balram standing very, very beautifully, and upon Lord Balram is Ananta Shesha. He is very getting enchanted by this scene. And behind Murari Gupta, who is standing? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, I am that same Krishna, and he is Lord Balram, non-different. I am worshipping him, and I am also respecting him. He is like my worshipable Lord, and you are not worshipping him. Then immediately Murari Gupta got realized that, oh, I did a great mistake by not offering my obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu. And immediately he comes and begs for forgiveness, and he offers obeisances. And after he offers obeisances to first Nityananda Prabhu now, and then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes very pleased. Wow, very good. So much pleased that Gadadhar Pandit gives, chewing spices to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes the chewing spices, and from his mouth he removes and gives to Murari Gupta. Seeing this, Murari Gupta is in ecstasy. Lord is so much pleased. Just I offered obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu. Then afterwards he goes home and he becomes so ecstatic that wife has prepared so many nice food preparations for Murari Gupta. And Murari Gupta is trying to offer it to the Lord. How he is offering? Actually, wife has made nice ghee preparations. So Murari Gupta is adding ghee. She has made rice preparations, and Murari Gupta is adding ghee, and he is throwing on the sand down. Then wife saw and she became little surprised. Kya chal raha hai? Hindi is okay or English? Hindi English, huh? Mataji may understand all? No problem. Hare Krishna. So Murari Gupta was doing like this, not once, not 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. She is giving rice and he is putting ghee and throwing on the sand. Then wife was knowing Murari Gupta is a very great exalted devotee, whatever he does with full devotion he does. So she was not immediately questioning him. But she was not understanding kya ho raha hai, what is happening. And then what happened is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the house. And oh Murari Gupta, there is lot of indigestion for me. Yeah, as he knew that Murari Gupta is a doctor. So he comes with indigestion problem. And then he sees that a pot of Murari Gupta. And the same pot Murari Gupta uses all for his personal drinking water and all his personal activities he does with the same pot. And Lord takes the same pot and drinks, I don't remember whether it's water or something, but he uses the same pot to drink. And Murari Gupta is stopping, oh Lord, don't do this. What are you doing? No. By this only my indigestion problem is going to be solved. And he drinks the content from that same pot of Murari Gupta. So why we discuss this pastime is to understand, yes, Lord becomes so much pleased if one gives respect to Guru. As soon as he bowed down to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he became so pleased that he gave the Mahaprasad. And also he gave he came personally to his house and honored, with his pot only he honored the water. So this goes to show that the position of spiritual master in our spiritual life is so very important. It is said in the scriptures that one should worship spiritual master as good as the Lord himself. So in this occasion of Balram Jayanti coming up, so thought of discussing some philosophical aspect also. That we understand that Lord Balram is the direct expansion of Lord Krishna himself. And he appears in the womb of Devaki. First in the mind of Vasudeva, then in the womb of, in the mind of Devaki, and then in the womb of Devaki. And Lord sends Yogamaya to Mother Devaki, and Yogamaya is being instructed by the Lord that you transfer this womb to Rohini's womb. But in one of the lecture, most of this what I am sharing is from my Guru Maharaj's lecture and some of the teachings of His Grace Rajashyam Prabhu. So in that lecture, what was said, that actually Balramji is eternally the son of Rohini Mata. What was there in Devaki's womb is just an expansion of Lord Balram. What happens is the Lord Balram's expansion from Devaki gets merged into the original Lord Balram who is in the womb of Rohini Mata. As we understand that Vasudev's wife was Devaki also and Rohini Mata also. But because of Kamsa's attack, Rohini was staying with Nanda Maharaj under his care. So when Yogamaya was instructed, the womb was transferred to Rohini Mata, the expansion itself, but eternally Rohini Mata is the mother of Balramji, even in the spiritual world. And once this happens, actually why this happens, Lord tells, actually my expansion, Lord Balram has gone to prepare the womb so that I can come next. So we have heard, is it not that Lord Balram prepares, unless and until we don't prepare our heart, the Lord will not come and reside in our heart. Similarly, Lord Balram is preparing the womb, because who came before Lord Balram in Devaki's womb? 6 sons who died. I heard in that same lecture that Maharaj, those 6 sons were of Hiranyakashipu, and we understand according to the Acharya's commentary, they are none other but representations of the 6 anarthas. Lust, greed, envy, illusion, pride, anger. So at the end moment, what will be considered is whether we have got rid of this or not. When His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj was getting a lot of success, but Prabhupada knowing, yes, he has done really remarkable thing, but just to keep him humble, he asked the question, have you got rid of the sexual attraction? So that is the key thing. ultimately, have we got rid of these 6 anarthas? That consciousness will matter. The purification of the consciousness, which will decide our destiny in the next life. So, after the transfer, then Lord Yogmaya comes, and then Lord Krishna is also transferred to, as nicely Karunamurti Prabhu had described yesterday, how the birth takes place. So for us, the 6 anarthas to be removed, what is the practical ways where we can try and remove the 6 anarthas? So Balramji's plow is the representation that Guru, following Guru's instruction, because Balramji is Adi Guru, and following his instructions can help us get rid of this, because Balramji's plow indicates that he will remove our 6 anarthas. So the representation of plow means we should follow the instructions of Guru. Actually, once what happens is, we understand that Guru's instructions are very important, but we don't take it wholeheartedly, and that can become a problem. So one example Radhesham Prabhu was sharing, once he gave a service to his assistant, Sut Goswami Prabhu, to clean the room. So Sut Goswami Prabhu came with Jadu, and he started cleaning room. No, not there, no, don't touch that part. Okay. Then he went from there, and he started cleaning here. And when he started, no, that should be remaining as it is, don't touch that part. Like that 2 times. And then he went somewhere else, and okay, from here, from there you don't start, from here first you start, like that. So then it was becoming very difficult. So after he somehow cleaned the room and he went, Prabhuji was thinking that, I am only giving him the service, and I am only not allowing him to clean. So similarly, we have given our heart, we have accepted holy names, we have been aspiring from Guru, or we have taken initiation, but we have to give our heart to Guru in reality, to clean our heart by his following by his instructions, whether in his presence or in his absence. We should not be reluctant in following this. Only when we allow Guru to clean our heart, then only it will be possible that we will get rid and we will progress. So, and the best way to follow the instructions of Guru, the best way to control our senses is to follow the instructions of Guru. Srila Prabhupada tells in the purport, in the 1st canto, 5th chapter, one of the shlokas, Prabhupada writes in the purport, that unless one doesn't become disciplined, obedient and self-controlled, he cannot follow the instructions of the spiritual master. And unless he does not follow the instructions of spiritual master, there is no question of going back to Godhead. The DOS formula, discipline, obedience and sense control. So this is the way where we can please our spiritual master, by following. And one of the purports in the 3rd canto, 21st chapter, Srila Prabhupada shares that we can receive the mercy of the spiritual master in many ways. Especially there are different body organs, like somebody may accept Mahaprasad through the mouth, somebody may take the darshan, but the best way to get the mercy of the spiritual master is through ears. Through ears, following the Vani of Guru is the best way to get his mercy. So 2 things I would like to share here in my own life also, that how it has been benefiting when I have been regularly hearing my lectures of my senior spiritual teachers. For example, many times in the process of teaching the juniors, some services are there, we have to guide, we have to take that responsibility, and we have to discuss. So we may end up as a senior or as an authority trying to see the faults. And if we do that in a not proper intention, then it can become an offense. So it has been a struggle for me to sometimes draw a proper line, that how much is the service part and how much is fault finding part. But then when I heard one statement from one of my seniors, that Ninda Doshanam, I don't remember the full line, but it says that even if one elaborately mentions the faults of a devotee, even though the faults are correct, it will end up into it will be considered as Ninda Doshanam Kirtanam. It is not good Kirtan, it is bad, it is like a dosha, fault finding Kirtan. So we should be very, very careful in not doing that. So when I remember hearing this, immediately it made me very careful. Oh, I should be very careful. However, I am doing with proper intention. Even if I am doing, suppose discussing, let's say I am discussing with my equal or my senior, Prabhuji, how to help this person. I should be doing it in a very service-oriented mood. And that inspiration I got from this sentence, that even if the faults are true, we should not elaborately discuss it. So that was one inspiration I got. And another one in one of our Bhaktivedanta lectures also, I heard that Santushtya ena kenava, a devotee should be satisfied in whatever way he is situated. So unless one is not satisfied, this opulence of being satisfied can save one from so many problems. So immediately I understood, I have generally a tendency to get more number of boys in youth preaching. So, and try and get more and more. So last year somehow with the guidance and with everybody, I was also involved in facilitating some of the first year boys. And around 4 devotees came, not to twice, but because of the lockdown in temple. So when I discussed with Rajesham Prabhu, we had a meeting, all brahmacharis, Rajesham Prabhu assessed what is going on in youth preaching. And we discussed like this, it is happening, these are the situations, practical situations in NITK, etc. So he was okay, he was very happy. But still in my heart to heart I had doubt whether he's really happy, whether our youth preaching is going okay, or more number of results, or some faults, some mistakes we have done. Let me write once again. Then I wrote a mail to Prabhuji. And they said, no, you have done very good in lockdown, it is all okay. So then I analyzed that there is a tendency in me only that I want to do it more. But when I compared and when I cross-checked, then the seniors, they are satisfied and they know. Probably they're not that they're satisfied, they know that our capacity is this much. And that is how we can check. So the position and the guidance and close accountability with our spiritual teachers and our seniors is so very important in our life. Otherwise we may go in a wrong track. So these two things, the instructions, the Vani and the accountability help me to be very satisfied and goal-oriented in the spiritual life and in my endeavors. So this is how I derived a lot of inspiration through the Vani and through the hearing. So in the same way, that is what Prabhupada is trying to explain. We have to get the mercy of spiritual master through the ears. So in this way, we will discuss 2 shlokas from Bhagavad Gita and also from one is, yeah. I don't think it is visible, but I will just recite. It is 2.60. Enlarge, no? How to enlarge here? Okay, touch screen. Now it is visible? So this shloka tells that, we'll directly go to the translation. The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. Meaning that yes, we have to be very careful. Actually, Srila Prabhupada told my disciples, one problem with my disciples, they are not fearful of Maya. So we have to be very fearful of Maya, that even after becoming in devotional life, anything can happen if we are not careful. Even for people who are having man of discrimination, and in the purport, Prabhupada tells Vishwamitra Muni, Shaubri Muni, how they got distracted from their path of spiritual life. So in the same way, we have to understand that the knowledge is surely like a sword of Tipu Sultan, 300 kg. Can we lift that? So the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is so heavy. We cannot lift it. We may understand, we may give lectures, we may discuss, we may give presentations, but we may not be able to lift. When it comes to lift, means to practice it. That requires bala. And that bala is coming from Guru. So that is what we are trying to point out here. And this is another sloka from 7.28. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridha vrata. After many births of executing pious activities, when one is completely freed from all the contaminations and from all illusory dualities, one becomes engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So this is a prerequisite, Prabhupada is telling. What is the qualification of entering transcendental life? Our all sinful actions should be nullified. Yes, we may tell that after initiation, after chanting one's holy name, that all the sinful reactions are nullified. Prabhupada told, just chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles. Prabhuji, why so much complex? No, but Harinam is a person. And holy name, if he sees that the tendency of sinful activities and cheating propensity is still there, then it doesn't give the full mercy. So with the help of Guru and his Vani, we should make sure that we are completely keeping ourselves spiritually surcharged. Like today is Ekadashi, so more number of rounds. So Rai Shampru tells, in Pune, they have a policy that even if somebody like Brahmachari, they are allowed not to do any service on the day of Ekadashi, in case they want to chant 64 rounds. So what is the point? That Prabhuji is trying to keep the spiritual atmosphere very vibrant. It is our responsibility to keep ourselves spiritually always strong. And then we can get rid of all these sinful tendencies and get qualified for the transcendence. And now we will take a pastime that why Lord Balram chooses Duryodhana as his student. So many people tell that Duryodhana was so affectionate. Why was Lord Balram so affectionate to the evil-minded Duryodhana? So yeah, Duryodhana offended Krishna in Hastinapur. Duryodhana offended Pandavas, pure devotees of Krishna. And in spite of all this, Duryodhana is famous as a great disciple of Lord Balram. So there can be a question, why at all Balram did this? So Bhagavatam tells that Lord Balram stayed in Mithila for several years, honored by his affectionate devotee Janak Maharaj. During that time, Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana learned from Balram the art of fighting with a club. And Shukadev Goswami said, while traveling far and wide visiting various holy places of pilgrimage, Arjuna came to Prabhasa. There he heard that Lord Balram intended to give his maternal cousin Subhadra to Duryodhana in marriage, and that no one else approved of this plan. And why was Balram silent, somewhat affectionate towards Duryodhana, who had learned from Balramji? Actually, when the war was going on between Bhima and Duryodhana, Lord Balram came and he was not taking any part. He was silently watching. More so, when Duryodhana was killed, what happened? Balram became furious and he ran away from there. So somebody may have a question. What is this? So here are the answers. Garga Samhita gives this finer details. That Duryodhana considered Balram the Supreme Lord. He addressed him as Bhagavan. It was Duryodhana who asked the sage, these are further how Duryodhana aspired Balram as the Supreme Lord. He was inquiring about the Balaram's rasa dance in Vraja, as well as various prayers and procedures for worshipping Baladeva. One of the Balaram's name is also Duryodhan Guru. This is given. And he left, I already discussed. So there may be many such questions. So answer 1. First, it's not always easy to see who is really close to Guru. By the apara vichara, the apparent consideration, it appeared that both Banasura and Ravana pleased Mahadev Shiva and got his mercy. But our acharyas have described that they only got Sakapat Kripa. Who? Ravana and Banasura. Because they were worshippers of Shiva, not that they got full mercy. Mercy with cheating. They got some wealth, fame and position. They did not get the Nishkapata Kripa mercy without cheating or Krishna prema. In the same way, although it apparently looked like Duryodhana was close to Lord Balram, internally he was far away from the Lord. Answer number 2. Although Duryodhana had some faith in Balram, he did not have faith in Krishna or a respect for the Pandavas. In the same way, sometimes a disciple may be full of enthusiasm for his or her guru, but may neglect or offend other Vaishnavas. Like Duryodhana, some disciples may express devotion for their guru, but they may not be interested in worshipping Krishna or chanting Krishna Nama. Although it may appear that such devotees are very close to their guru and they may even get some big position, they do not get the same quality of mercy that a surrendered disciple receives. Answer 3. Garga Samhita describes him as an amsha or partial expansion of Kali. Who? Duryodhana. Duryodhanyaha Kalera Amsho. Although externally he looked like a big follower of his guru, in actuality Duryodhana was a servant and follower of Kali. Not his guru Lord Balram. He had his own separate agenda from the Lord, an agenda that ultimately caused pain and death of millions of persons. So, what is the lesson for us now? The lesson for us is not to remain like Duryodhana. Regarding such duplicity, Thakur Bhaktivinoda states in his Baul Sangita, Eto eka kalir chela, matha neda kapni para, tilaka nake galai mala. Here is a disciple of Kali Yuga. He has shaved head, wears kaupins, marks his forehead with tilak, and keeps tulsi beads around his neck. In 1995 lecture, Bhuvaneshwar, His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj warned the devotees that to really have an association of Guru, one must give up ulterior motives and false displays of devotion and must genuinely surrender. We are only pretending that we have done Atma Nivedana, that we have surrendered, but we have not really surrendered. We have only been pretending for so many years. And also for so many years to come in the future. As long as we continue to act artificially, we cannot approach Guru, Sadhu or Vaishnava. We cannot get their mercy at all, and therefore we cannot see their real form. We will be cheated, we will get all external things. So that was about the Balram's selecting Duryodhana as his disciple. And the last thing which I would tell and conclude is Lord Balram's position is unique because he serves Krishna in 5 ways, all the 5 primary rasas. He serves Krishna in Dasya rasa by expanding as Golok Vrindavan, by being a flute, by becoming a crown, by becoming the slippers of Krishna. In this way, he is exhibiting, not by Dasya, by Shant rasa. In Shant rasa, he expands and he is making Krishna more attractive with all the paraphernalias which are there. By Dasya rasa, he is basically maintaining the mood of a servitude, a menial service attitude. In Sakhya rasa, he wrestles together with Krishna, dances with Krishna, or fights with Krishna, argues with Krishna to give pleasure to Krishna. And in Vatsalya rasa, how he is Vatsalya? He is elder brother. So he guards Krishna, don't go here, today is your birthday, stay back home, protects from the forest, attacks in the forest, or now it is late, come for lunch. So like that Balramji tells to Krishna. And Madhurya Rasa, actually Lord Balram is very sensitive, he already knows Radha Krishna's position is the topmost, and that is why very intelligently he takes the position of Ananga Manjari, younger sister of Radharani, and assists Radharani, indirectly assisting Krishna. So in this way, Lord Balram is very clever, and in today's Jhulan Yatra starting, Radha Krishna will be sitting on the Jhulan. So while pulling the Jhula, we can pray to Guru that I have no qualification to serve them directly. But with your mercy and with your blessings, let me make my heart soft like a butter so that they can come and they can reside and let Krishna steal away this butter. Is it? So we have to pray Guru as we discussed by following the instructions, the DOS formula. Anybody remembers what was the DOS? DOS? Discipline, obedience and sense control. So we first heard the pastime of Nityanand Prabhu, how he was being glorified and his position was given more importance by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Murari Gupta. And then we saw that how Rohini Mata is the eternal mother of Lord Balram, and how the womb gets transferred from Devaki, which is an expansion of the Lord Balram, and the best way to control the senses, and the plow of Balram, which can hold us, and which we can take in our own way. For me, I had discussed about how from hearing it helped me to be always focused from fault finding, and to develop satisfaction in our spiritual life, sadhaka's life. Then we discussed two shlokas, 2.60, 7.28, that even great people with discrimination can get bewildered. So just the knowledge is not enough. We require bala from the spiritual master to actually practice the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. And then we discussed about Duryodhana, how his position is, and he is not actually a disciple of Balram. You know? Only Balram ji had a so-called affection because he taught him, but he was not at all connected to Balram in any ways. And lastly, we discussed how in 5 ways Lord Balram serves, and that is why makes his position unique. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions?